Talkin! For educational purpose only.
We're about to take it back.
Okay. Talking Loud Podcast.
Hey.
It's always Diesel, dog. And guys, we're back with another episode because when it comes to growing, there are a lot of techniques that can be used to improve yields. This is typically known as plant training, right? A lot of you guys know this. And there are various methods that can be used, like sea of green, screen of green, topping, low stress training, mainlining. There's so many, but with these techniques, like there are a lot of beneficial ones, but there are also a lot of things you can do that can go wrong and get disastrous when it's done wrong. So in order to benefit the most from your garden, it's a good idea to take note of some of these common plant training mistakes and avoid them. So in today's episode, we're kicking it with a fellow grower, the ICANN fam homie, the true ICANN fam homie, and longtime supporter of the channel, Colorado Chris. What's going on, bro?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Man,
Really
it's so
be
good
here.
to see you, man. It's
Yeah.
good to hang out with you, bro.
Yeah, long time.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, man, hey, guys, if you don't know, Colorado Chris is growing some of that fire. He entered some of that fire in the DGC Cup, and he was recognized as one of the best growers there with an award out there, man. So we're going to break down everything when it comes to that. We're also going to talk a little bit about plant training because that's basically what a lot of people do when it comes to increasing yield, you know, getting the most audio grow in small spaces. But there are a lot of things that can go wrong. And recently, I've broken a few branches, and I was talking off air with Chris, and he's made a couple mistakes recently too, right?
Yeah, Matt.
But there are always things that you can learn from these mistakes, and that's what we're here to do, man. So definitely drop it in the comments, guys, what mistakes you made. This is going to be a live Q&A session. Let me know what you guys are doing and what you guys are smoking on, and let's get into it a little bit, man. But first thing we always got to do is shout out the ICANN fam, and Chris is part of the ICANN fam, Chris. So how's that feel to be, you know, just supporting the channel, man? I really appreciate your support, dude.
Man, when I joined the Bean Club and started getting my little gifts here and there and watching your show, it just like totally improved the game. And it is a whole group, you know, the Gromies
Family,
is what we
man,
call,
the
the
family.
family ICANN fam, you know, so I sport the sweatshirt everywhere I go. Some of the other creators have noticed, hey, we know the ICANN fam too, because of my, so I'm just like, cool.
I really appreciate that, man. Well, that's why I just wanted to, you know, take a moment to shout out the ICANN VIP Bean Club, man. Just shout out everyone that's supporting, you know, homies like Chris and everyone else that supports and shows love. Shout out to all you guys, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do half of these stuff, man, because like I always say, ICANN is not monetized, so you guys' support really helps. And the VIP Bean Club is popping. We got tons of fire genetics that go out to all VIPs. If you guys want to grow some of that fire, definitely join up. Link is in the description below. And as I always say too, you could just cop a hoodie, a t-shirt, a hat, cop some Diesel Dog clothing, show some love, man. Small things go a long way, man, you know. But Chris, anyway, forget all that, man. I want to ask everyone on the show, and what I always ask them is about their name. And your name, Colorado Chris, man, that dope Instagram name. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind it, dude. How did that come up?
Man, I've been here for 23 years, mountains and all that stuff, and we just wanted to try to put something together, the two of them, and everyone's using the leaf and everything else. So I was like, Colorado, and it kind of just stuck, and it's Chris. You know,
I love that. I love that.
So
that is the dope part about it, man. And Colorado goes with, you know, Colorado, which is where we're kicking it at. And personally, I love this state, man. So let me know where you guys are tuned in from right now, and let me know if you guys are in Prohibition land, because like I said, this is a live interactive session with you guys. It's always great to go live and hang out with you guys. So let me know where you guys are tuned in, what you guys are token on, and I'm gonna go through some of those questions right now in the chat as well. But before we start things off, Chris, tell me a little bit about like your setup, man. You're talking, you know, a little bit. You know, you've been growing for quite a while now. How long now have you actually been growing? You said
it's been 3-4 years, but when I was in high school, you know, right out of high school and stuff like that, I lived on the side of a mountain for about a year doing home grow outside for somebody. You know, helicopters would come in, you'd pull the stuff into the shade, helicopters go away, you put it back out, you know, lived in tents. So that was like serious growing, but I had nothing to do with it other than watching it.
Yeah.
So I got here
Wow.
and I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And I got like 2 little plants one time and started seeing my girl and put it to dry. And I came back and there was like oregano hanging.
Oh
You know,
man,
so-
no, dude, but that was like a full-on gorilla grow, bro. Like you had
Yeah.
like full-on like, and you had to like literally pull him in from the bro.
Yeah,
So how do
scary
you?
in
You just
prison
had to
time.
like literally listen out until you hear like those helicopter whirlwinds coming and then run out and grab them.
Yeah, we'd lawn chairs and we'd hang out or we'd be playing cards. I mean, we lived on the side of a mountain, you know, and had
Yeah.
to pull it in and out. But these guys were serious. It was back in the 80s, you know, where that's their livelihood for generation after generation. But,
Yeah.
you know, worried about going to prison in the middle of the night. I'm not down for that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so Colorado's legal beagle. So that's where I'm at. And we started experimenting and found out what works,
Yeah.
you know.
For sure, dude. And that's the great thing about it. You know, when you're able to do things without having the stress and stuff like that on your back and always having to look over your shoulder, that allows you to, you know, really perfect your craft. And I think that's really important. And that's what a lot of growers are aiming to do as they get into the home grow space, right? Because, you know, when you start off, you're like, okay, I'm going to grow this plant. And you have these great dreams and aspirations of this massive plant with beautiful flowers. But your first plant usually isn't your best one, right?
Right. You're watching Mr. Canuck grow and say, hey, I can throw some ingredients in with this, and this is what it's going to do. Water here and there. And I'm like super sad, you know, and you're just like, hey, I don't stand back and say this dude's been doing it for a long, long time,
Yeah.
you know, but when I got my foot in with a win, it like proved that I had something to share with the community. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm after.
Yeah, I love that, bro. And that's just so beautiful, man. Just like everyone in the chat right now, I'm seeing so many actual great comments coming in about, you know, mistakes that people have made. And I'm going to definitely go through some of these. And I just want to shout out people like Jay Keller in the chat saying, damn, bro, sneaking a peek at work now. Love the training. Can't wait to get into it. Peace. You know, and thank you for sneaking a peek at work, man. I really appreciate that. Just don't get caught, right? Much love, brother. Much love, man.
Right. Yeah, I kind of ditched work to be here, so it's all good.
You should not say that live on air, bro. But you're
No,
good.
we're
You're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. People, we're all good. Oh man, I love this, dude. So, Chris, let's just talk about plant training, man, because plant training is definitely one of those things that I think a lot of people do, and I've done it a lot in the past, man. Especially when it comes to like autoflowers, like we can get into photo periods after, but let's just probably start off with autoflowers and just get it over with, right?
Right.
What are your thoughts on plant training when it comes to autoflowers?
Be super careful, super careful, you know, but they're resilient. I'll be honest, you know, I've snapped the top off and I taped it and it turned out to be one of the better plants in the tent.
Yeah.
You know, but
I
just
got
be
you.
really careful. You know, if it's soft, go ahead and train it. If it's not, don't risk it.
Yeah. Don't risk it. Don't risk it for the biscuit.
Right. I've tried to bend it down before and it pops the roots right out of the soil. And you're like, okay. Yeah. So no.
I've learned as personally with me when it comes to autos, I've learned that like no training is the best way for me to go. So I just don't even train it at all. I let it go straight up like a Christmas tree. And it does its thing, man. A lot of times, if it's strong genetics and it's really like grows out nice, those bottom branches branch out nice. It looks like a Christmas tree and you're good to go.
Right. I saw somebody say that they take the first branch off down at the bottom along with the cotyledon leaf.
Yeah.
And then just let it go because
Wow.
those aren't going to turn into anything and it's going to be wasted energy.
Yeah.
But you know, it's scary with autoflowers because you never know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, it's so true, man. Autos got literally like so finicky sometimes, man.
But
So many people are tuned in from all over the world. We're seeing Michigan, we're seeing all over the US, we're seeing all over the UK as well, man. Scotland, Australia. So many people are tuned in from all of the ICANN fams. Why, bro?
Shout out.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. Speaking of that, it's probably time to blaze one up, man. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. That
Hell
looks
yeah.
pretty good.
This is actually one that you brought over. This is one that Chris brought over for us. And Chris, tell us a little bit about what's in there.
This is the Moon Tower by Irie Genetics. It's that pre-98 Kush along with one of his plants. I can't recall what genetic it is, but actually brought some of it to the show and showed it to him, and he goes, "Yeah, that's the way it should be grown." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
I got the seal of approval.
right." So we're doing something right there.
Yeah, so shout out for that, man. Well, guys, we're gonna get into a little bit of that training talk right now because that's what everyone is here for. So for me, there are a lot of different ways that guys can train their plants and girls as well, of course. But there are a lot of different ways that folks out there can train their plants. So when it comes to training, like, what's your preferred option versus like something that you maybe have tried? So let's start off with that one. What's your preferred option when it comes to plant training?
The bud trainer clips.
Ooh.
You wait until about the fourth or fifth node. As
Yeah.
long as it's soft, you bend it over, all of it gets its light, and then you can continue moving it. I tried the old way with the binder clips and the wire coming down around it, and the plant would get too strong and pull them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those clips work really, really well.
Yeah, I like the clips as well. The great thing about the clips is that you also can, move your plant around. It still gives you that flexibility. And like if you're scrogging, you can't move your plants around. But even if you are scrogging, you can still use the clips to prepare your plant for the scrog, right? Because like you want to spread out your plant as much as possible. Man, this gas smells so gassy. What is going on in this, bro? You just having this and I get smelling gassy AF, bro. This is that diesel, dog. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Sure.
We're out here with that
came
gas,
out well.
guys.
So that's been curing since April.
Okay.
We got a sealed Tupperware big container, and you dry it right and you can let it be for as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So like a wine, I guess.
It's like a nice wine. It gets better with age. That's what I always say too, man. A lot of people, actually, I got a video on drying and curing that will be dropping tomorrow, so you guys look out for that, man. I don't want to drop any secrets just yet, but yeah, man. When it comes to training, I love those LSD clips as well, dude. I've been using that for quite some time now. Before I actually used the bud trainer ones, I was using like some 3D printed ones that I got from some other homies in Canada, and it worked great. Like even though it was 3D printed, like it took all the stress out of my low stress training, dude. Like I would hate having to tie down branches and stuff like that. Like when last did you tie down branches, bro?
3 grows ago.
That's quite some time.
Yeah, and I saw that on Instagram and I was like, I'm hooked. And I've left them on too long on like the main stems, and they'll just fold and mold into your plant.
Yeah,
or they'll break. The 3D ones ended up breaking a lot.
Yeah,
I
they break
noticed.
a lot. And like just after time and age, it just breaks. Like just with change in temps and stuff like that, it breaks. And yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, so I've learned the hard way that if you don't buy quality up front, then you're going to end up having to do it anyways, and you spent twice the money.
Yeah,
that's what we all learned the hard way.
Definitely. And I also learned that the hard way as well, because like when you get some of the better clips, like the bud trainer clips you were talking about, you're actually able to have the little safety feature sort of built in, like the clip will break before the plant does, so it won't actually break your plants. Because I think that's one of the biggest problems that a lot of people get when they're low stress training. They break branches and shit, right? So let's talk about that one. Have you ever broke any branches, bro?
Yeah, I have. I was trying to bend it over, and I thought that I got it soft enough, and snap. And
Wow.
luckily it was near a node, so I kind of wide the electrical tape.
Yeah.
And that auto turned out to be the better of the 3 and the 10.
Yeah.
That one smoked quick.
Yeah, I got you. I like that. That one smoked quick. Guys, I got to ask you guys to smash that like button, hit that like. Let's see how many likes we can get. I think we got like almost 150 people tuned in. We definitely need to have at least 150 likes, man. So whoever hit that like that, you may have spider mites or something, and if you hit the like, you won't get them. So
let's do the math. All right.
Do the math. Hit those likes.
Watching it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man. Oh man, much love for everyone in the chat though. The chat is popping off right now, dude. So we're talking about breaking branches, dude, and I think that that's something that can happen regardless of whether you're using the LST clips or whether you're using tying down your branches. But you just got to be gentle. But we were also talking about taking too long, I think, or just taking too long. So tell us a little bit about that, because I think that that's a big error that a lot of people make, taking too long to actually start plant training in the first place.
Right. We're doing the autos right now. And in 3-4 days, it got past the point. with a busy life and everything, I'm like, I'll get in there tomorrow. And then when tomorrow came, we looked at it and it's not even worth the attempt.
Yeah.
So with this auto, we're not even going to bend it. We're just going to let it run.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to do it when it's really soft and kind of small so that training, it can stay that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're looking for snapping and, hey, I can only have so many plants and everything like that. So starting over is not really an option. So
Yeah.
I've learned.
Yeah, it's so true, dude. You definitely got to find that right time, because if you miss that perfect window, that plant going hard enough and you're going to be messed up. So you definitely got to find that perfect timing. Yeah.
We were doing hydroponics and I was trying to train it and I snapped it off on an auto. It would grow and get sick.
Yeah.
Grow and get sick. We finally
Huh.
trashed that one.
Yeah.
But it had a big gaping tube at the top. So
Okay.
of course it got
Makes
sick.
sense. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Oh man, there's so many great questions coming in and so many great preferences when it comes to training, man. I'm seeing a lot of you guys dropping those no bones about it says super crop. So when it comes to like plant training, I found super cropping to be a great option, especially when your plants are growing like super close to that light.
Right.
When you just want to bend it down without really, breaking that branch. Do you do super cropping often or not too often?
Yeah, sometimes these get out of hand and get too close to the light. So I forget what the gentleman's name is, but it's the chiropractic
Cushman's
practice. There it is.
Yeah.
And you break the insides, but not the outsides, and it'll flop over. You might get that 90-degree, but it'll build a knuckle right there.
Yeah.
And it'll still grow. The only downside is that you have a completely unexposed side of a flower now.
Yeah.
That's the only downside versus the whole thing being burnt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And the thing I found with super cropping is that when you really put your plant through that type of stress, it hardens out those branches so much, man. And like if your plants are like having some real weak, scraggly sort of branches that really would not hold themselves up to the flower and they'll just flop all over, then try some super cropping early on in veg, or just before you get into flower maybe, and you'll get some really strong branches. Like they will just get super strong without having to feed them any silica or extra nutrients or what's it called, rhino skin, rhino stalk, or whatever the hell it's called. You don't need to feed them any of that stuff, just super cropping.
Yeah, during the veg time you can just get it a little soft and let your veg arms flop over, and you can kind of have a canopy,
literally,
which is also training. You want to have that even canopy, especially going into flower.
Yeah, so true, man. That is a big plus of it, because when you have that flat canopy, those yields increase, get max bud site room. And for me, I've found that like a lot of you guys are dropping such great comments. Oh my God, Jesus. I'm seeing John Laird. He says he also uses a tomato cage. Now that is a great option, because a lot of people, I've sort of repurposed the tomato cage, and I've just sort of seen like people use that and just have the plants like spread out across it almost, tied out to the edge of the tomato cage, and that way the branches on the inside can sort of grow out. But tomato cages like have to be put on really early and shit like that. That's my thing about it, bro.
Because you're not tucking and weaving. So like the northern scrogger will tell you, if you're going to scrog, you start off right at the beginning ready to scrog, and you run your whole run like that. If you want to be under a net, which I eventually want to be able to do, boy, do I want to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
But right now I use a net just to kind of keep it separated.
Yeah. Like one of those trellis nets?
Yeah, just a trellis net, AC Infinite. It comes with their tents, usually. And you'll just, hey, these are all going to be sites. So you kind of just spread them out there and then you just let it grow up.
Yeah, it's so true, dude. And like there are a lot of different things that people can use for training, right? You can get really creative and you can use those trellis nets. You can get really creative and you can use pipe cleaners, like my man Mike K is saying on here. So some people actually use pipe cleaners and like those twisty tie things.
Yes.
And like pull those shits down and stuff like that.
So my girl loves to, she's got her rainbow pipe cleaner thing, and she'll come and
she's right here with us right now. She's right here in the studio and she's loving this, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to her, dude.
And wire management. So I've got different colors running around the tent and everything, it's her touch. But you can use almost anything that you need to. Bud Trainer also has the rubberized wire too, that you can kind of roll
the
it.
Bud huggers.
Yeah.
I like those as well, man. Now, Midwest Kevin says scrogging is the secret to training. And I fully agree, man. I love scrogging. It's a grind. You said you want to pull that off super soon. So that's definitely something. What I found is that I'm going to use two 2x4 tents, and I'm going to scrog both of those out for strains that I plan to keep running. Like my keepers, I'm going to keep in there, and then in my 4x4, I'm going to have a few other plants in there that I'm going to experiment with. If I'm looking for other plants, I'm going to run in the 4x4. But
Right.
I want to max my yield for my keepers, bro, and maximize yield is great for scrogging.
Yeah, because you want to grow into the scrog net and you want to grow along the scrog net. It's a little too late once you've let it veg and you want to bend everything over. Especially when your branches start hardening off, so you want to train it the way that you want it to, and you can fill half of a tent with one plant, a 4x4 tent, half of it is, or however long you want to veg.
Yeah. It's so true. And I also love the fact that I actually don't like the fact rather that you can't move the plants when they're in there.
Correct.
So, so like for me, like plants that I know I don't really want to keep around, that's why I don't really want to put them under the scrog, because like it's going to be a big waste of my time.
Right. It's especially the guys that grow from seed and everything like that. I mean, I have my med card so I can have 12 plants, but I have a child and a family and a full-time job. So I have a full-time with just 6.
Yeah.
So if we find something that starts to grow and we don't like it, we'll get rid of it, and then pay attention to the stuff that is good. 6 plants might end up turning into 4 by the end.
Yeah,
but
that'll get cut down for sure. And as Growing with a Vet says, man, 75 likes but 158 viewers. Like, what's going on? Something ain't right. I see we actually almost at 200 now. You guys need to smash that like. Show some love, man. Show some love. Now, yeah, man, today's episode, like I said, is a live session. We're interacting in the chat right now. We got a lot of great comments coming in. I got a lot of great suggestions when it comes to training. I've actually set aside a few of those to go through. So before we do, I just want to actually pinpoint one that I found super interesting, man. And that is my man, Hipsters and Hippies. And what he says is that he gets rid of a few of the first, man, this is a
there
tongue
it is.
twister, just like when I was talking about talking to you guys about this tongue twister shit.
Seeds.
I'm too high. My seeds were seeds. What the fuck? Anyway, he says, I get rid of the first few branches myself in veg. So, like, just after that coleon, once the branch goes up, the one's probably not getting any light at all. Just get rid of those. How do you do you do your trimming and stuff like that during veg? How do you prune your plants?
So I will start small with lollipopping and get the branches to come out, and we'll just let it grow up. And you start identifying what you're looking for structure wise.
Yeah.
And so if you start early to build that structure, I'll prune big branches out, because that one's going to get too big and wet out here.
Yeah. It may not would make sense. Yeah. And you can actually probably clone that baby and get a whole new plant,
right?
Shit like that, so that's awesome, dude.
We're really adventurous and we like to grow from seed because it's like a surprise pack, digging at the bottom of the cereal box and you don't know what you're going to get.
You may get a toy and I may really like that baby or I may not like it as much.
Get the decoder ring, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is though, you can get different seeds and you can get different expressions from one pack of seeds. So one pack of seeds can have 10 beans and you pop all of them and they all got different phenotypical expressions, right?
Yeah. So I popped the moon tower and there were 3 out of the 4 were the same and they turned different rainbow colors, but there was a little shorty green one. And that one was way, way different.
Yeah. I got you on that one, man. Just like the one that I think one person mentioned to me as well is that the cherry paloma they got different expressions just under different types of light. So he was growing under LED and he's growing under the other one, what's it called, high intensity discharge, CMH.
Was it or the HPS? I can't remember which one it was.
Yes, that's that one, HPS. And they just exhibited different colors and shit, bro. Look fully different.
Yeah, I ran mine under the HLG 350 Diablo and I got the purples and the gray expressions. Thanks JR Token, many
big ups to JR, bro. Massive big ups to JR. JR, thank you, brother. You actually hooked me up with that and I got it in flower right now.
Yeah.
But
long stretch and I cleaned up the legs really far, decided where I wanted my flower structure to start and to finish.
Yeah.
So they were almost toppling over at the end.
Ooh, yeah, bro. And they literally looked real nice in purple though.
Right. Some people liked it, I guess, 3rd place.
I personally did do. And that's actually what I wanted to say. I was actually just about to segue into that. So out of the DGC Cup, you took third place with that Cherry Paloma, so props to you on that. And on behalf of everyone in the chat right now, 200 people on the dot right now on the live, let's just shout out to the homie Chris right now because he took third place in the DGC Cup with that Cherry Paloma, man. So tell us a little bit about that grow and what is it like, being recognized by everyone, because it's a fully like random sort of thing. Like everyone's got their number in a jar and, everyone goes around and tries and samples. You have a chance to look and smell it. And, you took third place, bro. How did that feel?
I mean, they called my name and my leg went soft, to get up there. I was like, oh, no way, but, JR won it the year before. I started to grow it, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I put this in? And he goes, please do. Why not?
Yeah.
So it was really hyped for as many people that were there in the voting. It turned out to be 48 entries, and I took third place. Wow, I was ecstatic.
Bro. Yeah, that is awesome, bro. So congrats to you, bro. Big ups to you and much respect, man. That goes to show the ICANN fam is definitely growing some fire out here, guys. And as Anthony after these guys, shout outs to Chris with that Cherry Paloma, because everyone is recognizing the fact that you're growing some great stuff. And that's why I wanted to get you in here so we can chat a little bit about some of your growing techniques, especially when it comes to training. Because I saw that picture with that Cherry Paloma when you were holding that baby up.
Right.
She looked like a big girl, bro. She looked like a long-legged big girl, like a lot of yield and stuff on that. So tell us a little bit about that grow in particular, bro.
So it showed up at my doorstep, because it's been going around the DGC for the year before, and I said, how do I get my hands on it?
Yeah.
And it showed up at my doorstep, and I wasn't quite ready for it, so it got out of control a little bit.
Yeah.
So we trained her up, and very, very long legs. I mean, I would say 18 inches or something like that was how long the legs were. My girl's favorite picture is me holding it, and it looks like holding a baby.
Literally, I think that's the same one that I'm thinking of as well, dude. That's literally the same one.
So I was just very ecstatic, and I got the recognition that I kind of wanted, because I want to be part of the community, and that what I'm talking about, what I'm doing works.
Yeah.
So we grow in cocoa and we use food.
Yeah, I got you. And how did that cocoa, because you were talking a little bit off air, and I mentioned that, I started off a cocoa run and I was doing cocoa perlite and, wasn't using any CalMag or anything like that. And you are not using cocoa perlite. You're actually using cocoa and something else, right? Pumice, right?
Pumice. We're using pumice from Jeremy and Build a Soil.
Nice.
We mix 25% along with the cocoa.
Yeah.
But that last run is where I learned what I went wrong. If you're going to top water cocoa, you need to have something to break it up and the aeration, either pumice or the perlite or whatever it is, because it starts compacting. So my girl would go in there with a claw and she would have to aerate the top of the pot.
Wow, that is intense, bro. But that is cool. It makes a lot of sense
because it just compacts when you're watering it from the top, unless you're going to mist it. But I don't know about you, but I don't have time to sit there and water it like that.
I literally don't either, bro. Same as you. But coming to think of it, like that's such a pro tip, like, getting down in there and, aerating that soil like that. And a lot of people, who forget or probably would like to add mycorrhiza at a later stage, they can literally just drop some down in there and that will get mixed into the roots. Because, a lot of the times they're like, add it directly to the roots. That's a little pro tip. So cool.
Yeah, it goes in there. But I'm a big fan of Recharge and Scotty's work.
Hell
and
yeah.
I don't have to worry about anything that normally goes wrong with a grow pH.
Yeah.
That's I don't worry about it. We're here in Colorado. The pH is kind of high out of the faucet, but I don't worry about it because of the mycorrhizae and everything else that's in it.
Yeah.
And when we're using the FOOP, we have the sweetener in there that the microbes and everything feed on.
Yeah. I love that, man. Shout out to Cat Jones, man. He actually dropped a comment that I really should not repeat on screen right now, but it's really funny. If you guys are looking, you can probably see it. But I'm gonna just let that one simmer, man. But yeah, dude. So what I actually wanted to say is that Recharge is fantastic. I absolutely love Recharge, and shout out to Scotty. And Recharge is so good. Everyone that comes onto the show always talks about it. And everyone that's watching right now, if you haven't tried Recharge, you need to give it a try. Like, you're definitely missing out. That It takes all the guesswork out of everything. It's got a little bit of everything that your plants literally need. And head over to their website, use a discount code ICANTHC, and you'll snag a great discount, man. So shout out to Scotty on that. He's actually hooked up all the ICAN fam up with a special discount. So check it out, show some love, and let Scotty know the ICAN fam is always happy to support. You can grab it full price, or you can, save a little cash with that discount and let Scotty know the ICAN fam is out here supporting, man. So yeah, dude, recharge. That's become like a part of your daily, regimen, right? Daily, well,
we
regimen,
water in once a week,
and then snap.
And then we stop at week 5 because we want everything to start dying off.
Got you.
We want the colors and everything else.
That nice, beautiful fade, right?
Yeah, because if we're going to reuse the soil and everything like that, we want it to come to an end altogether.
Yeah.
So we use this sweetener with food that continually feeds all the microbes.
Got you.
And there's molasses already into the recharge for feeding those microbes.
Yeah.
And with the pH, it works so much. There's so many in there that your different pHs out of your water will interact with these ones perfect, and these ones will die off.
Yeah.
But you're giving them thousands of them once a week.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, dude. And when you look at it that way, you're giving the plant what it needs. And, as it's coming that time to harvest, when you want the plant to express itself and see all those beautiful colors, expressions, the smells and everything. And as Arctic Chill says, may the frost be with you all.
Yes.
Because we're all looking for that frost, dude. We all want that frost.
Yeah, and you can hang up that pH pen and not worry about it because it's just rock and roll.
Yeah.
I like using self-watering pots also. We've been using Scotty's Real Buckets, and we're 3 weeks into a run, and I cannot believe the size of it.
Wow.
Almost a foot tall.
Yeah.
One of them. So we're running autos to try to catch up with the year.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense though. And speaking of autos, because we got a great question which came in on autos from the homie Randy. So shout out to Randy and everyone else right now dropping these questions. And guys, keep smashing that like button. Let's see how many likes you can get. You guys know that YouTube doesn't like us, man. They don't like us. You guys got to hit the like so that you show guys that they like us, right? Now, Randy's saying, how do I get my autos bigger in veg? I've tried training and they do get big and they don't get big, I guess he says. They don't get big. They stay small, and I would like them to get a little bit bigger. So this is actually a real trick question, but I'm going to let you take it first before I try to take it.
Can I say genetics?
Yeah, you can. You can 100%. That's definitely an answer. We don't pull back from no punches out here. No, we smashing that shit.
Genetics is the big one. I had a cheap seed bank and ran through $5 seeds like it was nothing. Wow. And then I ended up having quality as soon as I got good genetics. You know?
Makes a lot of sense, dude. And that's a big one.
Qualiterps and being part of the seed club always benefit. I can't wait to grow the toe jam.
Yeah.
Send me the stank fire, and that's what I got.
Man, you know that, man. You got that fire. The toe jam is actually one that I popped, and I'm looking forward to as well. I actually got a couple other ones from the Bean Club too, man. So I'm looking forward to that. I see my homie in the chat, Mike K. He's part of the Bean Club as well. And he says that he's got that black sunshine growing in his tent. And those were some exclusive guys. Like that breeder, that band of breeders actually disbanded. So some of those packs that you guys got are the last in circulation. Limited exclusive packs type deal. So yeah, that's what's up. That, the Cobra cookies, all the black, everything, man. Definitely shout out. And he says stinking up his tent, but it's a great
I love
stink.
it. Yes, I love it. If it's diesel,
if it's diesel,
yeah, send me over the gas and the stuff you guys don't like because it stank. That's what I'm after.
For sure. We need that gas, that diesel, dog. And,
yeah.
Dude. So I would definitely say in terms of just getting back to that question real quick about the autoflower, how do I get my autos bigger? He's tried training and they don't get big. They stay small. But here's what to do. Don't train them. Don't train them at all. Zero training. Zero. No training, right, Chris? Zero training at all. Try that for one run and let me know what happens. Try it with one run. Pop like 3 autos and try that with one run. And let me know how it turns out for you. Yeah, I think that will help.
Yeah. No defoliating, nothing like that. Just let it grow naturally because it is natural and it's been doing it for thousands of years.
Literally, bro.
God wasn't down there, bending branches saying, what can we do here?
Especially those autos that were growing in these like harsh climates out in Asia and all these, Rocky Mountainous places. They were just growing. you know,
Yeah.
and that's why they became, the ruderalis in the first place and shit.
And then number 3 is your environment. If you can't be on top of your environment, then you're going to have issues.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely the third one. So shout out to Randy. Great question. And I hope those 3 things definitely help you out. So yeah, for everyone who's looking right now, smash the like button. If you got any questions, definitely drop them in there and show some love, man. And we got a lot of people tuning in. Better late than never. Canagronia says excellent. He finally made it. Big ups. How do you join the Bean Club, Bobby? Hit that link in the description below. You can join up through Patreon. We all out there showing love. Yeah, man. Popping copycat this round, then toe jam. I kind of merged 2 stuff together.
Right.
Shout out to Joel right there, man. Big ups, man. And yeah, dude, we got a lot of other great questions coming in. And
VIP is VIP, you know what I mean?
VIP, you gotta be the VIP. If you ain't VIP, you're missing out.
Right?
100, man. And the great thing is, like, there's always something for you in the I Can VIP Bean Club. Whether you want to grow photos, because I see a lot of people in the chat right now talking about they want to grow regs and they love hunting for regs. Well, we send out regs for you guys. If you guys want fems, we also got fems that go out to you guys. If you guys want autos, you guys got autos too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got them all. So definitely join up and show some love, man. It's a great way to support the channel as well, because like I say, YouTube doesn't like us showing any plants out here either, man. They don't like anything, so it's always a lot more difficult for us out here. And yeah, man, we keep smashing those likes, and let's get those likes up. But what I do want to say, man, before we actually switch gears just a little bit, is that there's another big mistake that a lot of growers make when it comes to actually training their plants, right? And we started off and we were talking about waiting too long, taking too long to actually start training your plants. But on the flip side of that, there's also starting training too early, right? When your plants are just probably not ready, it's probably not the most beneficial time. So when do you start actually plant training?
I want to say the 4th or 5th node, but it has to look like it's going to withstand the training.
Yeah.
Because if it's still floppy, which sometimes I decide to cull it because it's just not going to stand up. But, 5th node,
Yeah.
and then you can bend it over and maybe tie it off to something else so that it doesn't break.
Yeah.
But use the clip. If the plant will support the clip, you're fine. If it won't.
Yeah, so true, dude. And that's something I found too, is you can't have like a hard and fast rule, because people are like, yo, when do you start plant training? And they're like, oh, I start plant training at the 3rd node exclusively. And people are like looking for that secret sauce and that magic formula. But a lot of the times you got to like really suss your plant out. So what you said is super important. Like, it's got to be looking like it's ready for it. And like, you got to like, feel your plant out. And like your missus actually says, she gets really in tune with her plants, right? And really, really emotional and, really in there with them. And that's how you can become one with them, know what they need, when they need it. And that's a big part of growing, being one with your plants, right?
It is. You have to spend some time in there.
Yeah.
We all have busy lives. We have cameras set up in our tent and everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's an audio feature on our cameras, and she'll just be in bed and talk to the plants in the tent, through the cameras.
Yeah, so true, dude. That's a great one, man. I love that. She actually got cameras in your tent, man. How often do you be in there, like, looking at your cameras, like, did those plants grow since I last looked at them 5 minutes ago?
She bans me she goes like 24 hours. You're not allowed to look for 24
I
hours.
almost choked, because off screen she's saying every day. She's just like, every day. So let's be real. Is it every day? Or?
It is every day. Yeah, I watch it. And then I've got the AC Infinity system, so I've got the app on my phone. So between the two,
fully dialed in,
fully monitored.
Yeah, that is fan-fucking-tastic though, bro, because that's something that I've really been aiming for. That's like the gold standard, having your grow so dialed in, you can go on a vacation, you can look at it from afar, you can see what's going on, you have watering system set up, and you can live your life. And we were talking a little bit before, sometimes it's really difficult feeling like you're a slave to your plants. You have a child that you just can't leave at all, period, because you got to water them and all sorts of stuff. It's really difficult.
It is. So we won the 2x4 grow setup from AC Infinity.
Yeah.
So we set that up. And we've got self-watering buckets, Scotty's self-watering buckets.
Shout out.
And then you can just let it go.
Yeah.
And then we also got the Pulse one that we won. So with Pulse, you can monitor it, and it sends you emails, and you can know what's going on. And it keeps data, which if you crunch numbers, which I do kind of, but my girl doesn't. She goes, "Are they happy?" Yes.
Yes, they are happy. That's what's up, man. And like I personally also agree with everything you just said there. And like I've had to, move away from the grow for a few days recently. So I got, some blue mat system set up. And that is something I'm really looking forward to moving forward. Just being able to have that peace of mind, refill through a reservoir and do that sort of stuff. Cause I was fully a hand water guy before, mixing nutrients. And that's sort of what pushed me towards organic styles of growing. Cause I hated to mix ball nutrients, bro. Straight up. I fucking hate it, bro.
Right.
Like,
so,
it's the worst.
so my girl was like, I'll do the bottle nutrients and you can do what you want. So I got grow dots and recharge, and all I do is fill a reservoir, man. That's all I do for the whole grow.
That's awesome.
No mixing anything in. If you don't have to, you can add any of the additives you want to, but I don't. It's a one and done, ready to go.
Yeah, that's definitely so fucking fast. That's fantastic, man. And for me, I found that for running things like cocoa, that needs a lot of CalMag. Depending on where you get your cocoa, you may need to really supplement that cocoa with CalMag. So you can just add a little bit to your reservoir, and that'll give it a slow feed of CalMag, and that should help you out a little bit. When it comes to some of the issues, like personally I've faced in my last run. So fantastic, man. And I've actually got a great question I wanted to just touch on real quick. Shout out to Adam Das, because like I said, it's a live Q&A. The numbers are going up. More people are coming into the live stream. We almost got 300 people on the live. So everyone smash that like and show some love.
Yeah.
Out here. Shout out to everyone. Chris is out here, pulling in some good fam, showing some love. The ICANN family. I think that's a beautiful thing of it, Chris. Like, the first time we actually linked up was at the DGC Cup. I saw you rocking your ICANN hoodie, and that's the first time we actually linked up in person, man. And I think it's fantastic right here to have you, kicking it in the set in the studio with us now.
Yeah, so I was a little embarrassed, and she nudged me and she goes, "Go say hi to him." And I felt like fanboy, and she goes, "No, you're one of the guys." So
yeah, dude, 100%.
Can I get a picture with you? Yeah, that's kind of weird, but we shake hands, and
I posted that pic though. Yeah. I'm happy for that pic. That pic was fucking fire.
When I first found you, I was like, who is this guy? These South Park characters or anything like that. And what's this?
That's back when I had that fast voice and shit too, right?
Right. And I was like, who is this guy? And I started to watch and I started to learn. And I was like, I feel like part of this family. How can I help support? And that was when you first started the Bean Club. It wasn't even the VIP yet. It was just the Bean Club. Hey, help me out, be on Patreon. And I was like, sign me up. Let's do this.
Yeah. And that was literally, like so OG, bro. Like I was telling my wife that, like, you're so OG. Like it's before we even moved the program over to Patreon, dude. Like you were literally one of the first ones. And like, it was so OG that like, you had to like basically send me a little bit of cash so that I can get those beans out to you and stuff like that. And you had to trust that I wasn't gonna scam you or anything. And a lot of people were like, no, I don't trust this dude. This is a shady motherfucker wearing shades on his YouTube videos.
Right. It was show me a picture of
and I was just like
going through.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But so shout out to you, man. Much respect, honestly, dude. And I really do appreciate your support, and it really means a fuck ton, dude. So thank you so much, dude.
Really I appreciate it too. When we talked and you were like, yeah, you got to come on the show, I was like excited. Being recognized by your peers is one of the important parts of this community. And JR commenting on, what Cherry Paloma looks like on Instagram, and then him cutting clips when I was on the DGC and posting it on him. I mean, it means so much, being part of the community. And I mean, yeah, would we be here the same if I didn't win? Maybe, but I would have had to work a little harder to get to it,
No, don't say that, man. It's always about showing love to the ICANN fam, But that it was a pro though, and I'm super proud of you, bro. So big ups to you on that, man. It just goes to show, the ICANN fam is growing some fire. The DGC is growing some fire, and you guys need to link up because we can all grow that fire.
Right. We just want to prove to each other that we know how to do it, and we have a very hard environment here in Colorado. I don't know about drying and curing for you, but I made some few mistakes.
Yeah,
because you can grow the fire, but if you can't finish,
it's so true. And if you grow it beautifully, but you don't finish good, you'll definitely fuck everything up. And like I said, tomorrow we're gonna have a video on that, and we're definitely gonna break a lot of that down. So you guys look out for that. I'm super stoked to share that video with you guys because I worked really hard on that one. I gave you guys all my tips, my perfect temps, RH ranges, everything, and how I can get around it if your temps are out of that range. So definitely look forward to that. And like Mrs. K's garden says, your plants need attention too. So you always got to give your plants that attention, man. And before we actually switch gears, because I do want to get into the Know Your Buds real quick, there was one last question which was highlighted that I wanted to get into, man. So shout out to Adam Das. And he says, split stalk training. Now, this is a controversial one because a lot of people have done this, and I've done a video on it myself. Have you ever done split stalk training?
By accident.
I just love this dude, man. He's the best. So, you guys, smash the like for this guy. This is awesome, guys.
You know, you're in there with the two main, if you're trying to mainline or something like that, and
Yeah.
you're trying to bring it
Yeah.
down, and it just splits in the middle because you've already topped it. It's already weak. So, I mean, even with like a fingernail in the wrong spot or something like that, and
Yeah.
it just pops down. But I've seen people put a pencil in there and then tape it above it, and I mean,
Damn.
whatever it does, I mean, that's scary.
Yeah,
But
that's
you've
a bit
already
wild.
broke it. Why not?
Yeah, pretty much. Man, I've tried it, and a lot of people say it like increases resin production during flower and stuff like that. But I have not actually noticed like a great increase. I've actually noticed quite the opposite. It was more of like a decrease almost. And I was just sort of like, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was not the best idea.
So I have a training technique that's going to stump you. So on this run, the last 10 days, we switched back to 18.6
Okay.
lights.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, under
Got you.
Rasta Jeff's recommendation
Yeah.
with his genetics. And
Yeah.
we did see a little bit fatter buds, and we saw way more trichome production with that extra 6 hours. And the haters are going to hate.
So wait, let me get this right. 18.6 during flower, but at the end?
Last 10 days.
Last 10 days.
If
Okay.
you're a flushing person, right when you start flushing, go ahead and switch to 18.6.
Okay.
As long as it's under 2 weeks, because you don't want anything weird happening.
Yeah.
But 10, 11 days, something like that.
Okay. Interesting.
And it
What the
responded. Yeah.
fuck? Yo, that's crazy. Shout out to Rasta Jeff though. Like that's actually pretty fucking dope. I think that's something I'm gonna have to give a try to. I never ever tried that one.
So to be honest, Paloma was standing straight up.
Yeah.
And then after those 10 days, it was falling into the corner of the tent.
Wow,
So
bro.
it put on some weight at the end.
It definitely fattened the hell up then. Shit, bro. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to turn those lights on coming down to the end of that flower period. Who would have
Yeah.
thought?
I was like, oh, I don't know. This is a good run. And I was like, trust.
Trust the process and know what's up, man. I love that, bro. Oh my god, man, that cherry paloma is just a beautiful plant, man. Honestly, straight up.
Because the thing about our community is that there's so many people doing it that you don't have to make mistakes yourself. You can find somebody who's already made those mistakes and you don't have to do them.
Yeah.
So then you have better runs yourself. I mean, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's so true, dude, and that's 100% accurate. I fully agree with that, man. And yeah, bro, I think that's so fucking, like, I don't know how to put it, succinct, because like there are a lot of beautiful things in the community, but I think the best thing of it is that people share their experiences with each other, and they're so willing to share information and share what's going on, and trust each other, like Catball Jones says, just like you trusted me, to like starting off the bean cub and stuff like that. Just like that, people trust each other with their grows, because people's grows are very important to them. Like we said, they're like your child. They're like super careful and close to your heart, so you move very carefully with it. And to take someone else's advice and like, okay, they're like, more cow mag, yeah. And you just put more cow mag and burn your ladies, and your shit's dead. Now you just trusted this motherfucker on the internet who you should not have trusted.
Right. But we can kind of weed out some of the people,
Exactly. That's the beautiful part of it. And no pun intended, but you can definitely weed out some of the bullshit. And that's what we're here to help you guys out with, man. So definitely join up with the Discord. And on that Discord, like Hipsters and Ep77, we've got a lot of great growers on there showing love and always growing some fire and sharing their techniques. And you may learn something. You may not use some of the techniques, but you may pick up something, and that one thing may improve your grow. Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another training technique, as leading into your drying and curing episode, is I pretty much finish my plants before I cut them down. So any leaf that is not attached to a flower is gone by
Got you.
that, almost the last 10 days, I'll come in and strip it
Yeah.
because those aren't doing anything anymore other than taking good pictures, really pretty, but
Yeah,
there's no
facts.
need for it. And you want those flowers to fatten up. So I don't have too much trimming. I dry trim,
Yeah.
but I don't have to deal with any of that stuff because all of that leaf matter is gone already. No need for it.
Much love. That makes a lot of sense, dude. And much love to you for that tip, because that's actually something that I do and that I do mention tomorrow as well. So you guys can take off a lot of that, especially while it's still on that plant. So you're not necessarily wet trimming, but you're getting rid of some of that stuff your plant doesn't need. So it helps you out a lot, and you get some nice final product as well. Personally, I've reached the point where I don't even manicure my buds anymore, man. They come straight off the plant. They just look like not too good, but they smell good, and that's all that matters.
So with the cherry paloma, I pulled off a whole bunch of tops, handed them to her, and said, "Trim these for the contest." And the other ones,
nice.
and the other ones went into the AC.
VIP. Yeah, legend.
And the rest of it went into the AC Infinity trimmer.
Yeah.
And I just turned the crank a couple times and said, "I'm done."
That's awesome.
3 hours later, she's got it manicured, ready to go.
That's so teamwork makes the dream, bro.
Right.
That's just up. So I'm super glad you were able to bring her and we can hang out all together, dude.
Right.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat as well. Everyone tuned in. We got a live session right now. We're blazing up. We're getting super stoned and everything. I just handed Chris that J, and we're out here getting blazed, man. What are you guys smoking on? Drop in the chat and let me know. And this is the section where I want to find out more what you guys are smoking on, what you guys are growing. But also, we're going to hit Chris the Know Your Bud segment where we find out more about him as a grower, but also as a toker. Because, Chris, as you would know, this is the Know Your Bud segment where we like to find out more about you.
Turning red.
We find out more about you and what's going on with your grow, bro.
Let's share it.
So let's get into it, bro. Straight up. First off, when it comes to germination, dude, soil, straight into the medium, right? Straight into the medium, paper towel or glass of water method. What's your preferred method?
I do glass of water and paper towel.
Okay.
I will wait for a tiny little sprout in the glass, and then I'll put a little bit of recharge on my wet paper towel.
Got you.
And then right when that tail comes out, it has recharge and the beneficials already on it, and then we'll put it in the soil. Yeah. But usually it'll only be for a half a day or something in the paper towel.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've seen the roots get stuck on the paper towel.
Yeah, they have. And that's not a fun sight. That definitely is not a fun sight. For sure. So many gassy strains in the chat right now since I asked everyone what they're smoking, what they're growing. Like the strain list is popping off right now. But let's switch over to the second question, which is actually organic or synthetic. What do you grow like? What's your grow like?
Synganic.
That's a trick question. I'm glad he said that one. Synganics, baby.
If you're using microbes and stuff like that, you're working some type of living organic soil, no matter what else you're putting in it. Yes, there's salts and stuff, but if you're mixing in any of those microbes that are living, you're doing both.
Yeah. Facts. And that's something I found I'm leaning to as well. I've been doing a lot of synganic growing, so it's not mutually exclusive one or the other. So, I'm glad that you said that. Much respect, bro.
But I use Grow Dots and Recharge in the other tent. Yeah. And it's just a one and done. And I mean, those are specially formulated. So I guess that we'll call it synganic. I mean, synthetic. But I do have the microorganisms and stuff inside of it, and worm castings.
Wow, worm castings are great, man. That's something that you can't be beat. I love that worm castings. That's good stuff. Now, so next one is actually slightly controversial, dude. Now, photos or autos? What's your preference?
I love the photos.
Photos.
But the auto flowers are fun, like a hobby inside of a hobby.
Yeah.
Okay. I can grow photo periods. I know that I can, but these autos, they're finicky. I don't care what anyone says. Someone said they're easy. Oh, come on.
Yeah. I don't believe that either, man. And I've not grown an auto in a little bit. Like for the last couple runs, it's just been straight photos, you know?
So with my lifestyle, we do one auto flower run and then we do one photo period run. And then we take a little bit of time off.
Nice.
So we're trying to create content and things like that. Yeah, it might be a little bit slow, but it'll come at the end.
Yeah.
It takes a little while to get started.
Yeah, for sure, man. And guys, definitely follow Chris on Instagram. He's been posting some really nice content lately, the both of them. And so definitely check him out, man. Canner Auto Chris on IG. And show some love, man. The ICANN fam needs to show the ICANN fam some love. So definitely show some love. Now, this one is also a little bit controversial, dude, but not as controversial as the one I'm going to ask you next. So let's go with this one first. Fems or regs? How do you feel about that?
Mm.
This is a tricky one.
So I like the FEMS.
Got you.
You know what you're doing right at the beginning. I mean, no offense to you, Matt, but one of my first seeds that I got was the sweaty camouflage helmet.
Okay, yeah,
and
I remember that.
They all turned out to be boys, you know.
You did tell me that, dude.
was
I was like,
unfortunate.
wow,
I was
how is
like,
that
oh,
even
no.
possible?
Yeah.
Dude? Yeah, that was crazy.
I was
man.
a little bit sad, so I was like, well, let's go ahead and do these ones that I know are femmed.
Yeah.
And be lucky.
Yeah.
You
That was
know.
one of the first packs that we had ever sent out. Dude.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I was a little bit sad. People are like, "What are you growing?" And I tell them, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
At least you still stuck with us, man, because we had a lot of fires since then, man.
Right, but with photo periods now, there's a company in Boulder that it's like $6 a test. So
Okay.
you get the little capsule that the seeds come in,
Yeah.
you know, and you just pinch off the leaf really early on, send it, and then they tell you if it's male or female. So you don't have to spend all that time waiting to find out. You know, sometimes it's like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
it does take a while. And there are a lot of great companies doing that out here. Shout out to Rimrock Analytical. I think they're based out here in Colorado too. So, you know, always love to support local. And big ups as well to everyone in the chat. And especially, where is it? My man Dennis as well, always showing love, but also Dre U. So shout out to Dre U. He just joined the ICANN VIP Bean Club. It's always great to have another homie join up, man.
Yeah, it feels nice to be VIP.
Yeah, the more the merrier, man. The more the merrier, and we got a lot of love to go around. So definitely join up with the fam. And yeah, so the next one though, which is the controversial one, Chris, is dry trim or wet trim, bro.
It's the dry trim. It has to
be.
Yeah, because in Colorado, now maybe in Florida it's the opposite, you know what I mean? But here you need to have, like Hot Rod said and stuff, the little blankets for your buds
bud
here.
Blankets, bro.
You know, because if you don't have the perfect stuff here in Colorado, it turns into the crumble that everybody knows if you buy from a dispensary here.
Yeah, they definitely do, because dispo weed is definitely a lot drier out here just because of the natural humidity. Our humidity chills at like 40 degrees, you know, on a good day. You know, 40%, my bad. 40 degrees, man. I'm smoking too much of this shit. Too much of this shit.
Yeah. So I'm constantly pumping humidity into the tents, you know, because it is drier, because I do vent. You know, I always have a fan running that's exhausting just slightly, you know, so there's always that new air coming in.
Gotcha. Do you have like a humidifier in your tent, or you got like some other way of getting that RH in there?
So I got the 15-liter AC Infinity humidifier, and I went to Home Depot and I found a wet dry vacuum hose, and I connected it outside of the tent. And it goes inside the tent with just a hose.
That's
you know, because real estate inside a tent
is limited, bro.
It
That's my
is.
thing with putting a humidifier in the tent.
It is. So I just have this hose, you know, it just fit perfect.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. Shout out to everyone, man. That's a great pro tip. Definitely check out some of those products, those AC products. They definitely work great. Discount code ICANTHC will snag you a discount on that. If you also want some of those genetics, everyone is saying that they want to join the Bean Club. They want to join the ICANN Bean Club. I'll hit the link in the description below. Join up and join the fam. And you can find all the info down there, man. We got a lot of people tuned in. We got over 300 people tuned in right now, Chris.
Wow,
312 people on the live, man.
Exciting.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, man. And all these people are out here chilling. So you guys got to smash that like. We're all out here getting blazed and learn how to grow that beautiful plant. And let's continue with the Know Your Buds, because the next one, dude, is bong or joint. How do you like your stuff?
It's the joint. I'm too old for that coughing and gagging kind of stuff. Yeah. I know there's ways to do it, but I don't. You know, I like having the taste.
Yeah.
We were discussing it earlier, you know, where it's kind of like warming up, you know.
You're getting yourself ready, you know. You're getting yourself ready.
Yeah, and then halfway through it, it is the perfect taste of the terpenes and the flower together.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that, you know, always the taste.
Like, everyone's different, eh? Like, don't get me wrong at all. If you guys love a bong or a joint, it doesn't matter to me. You know, 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. But for me, I found when I'm hitting my flower in a bong, like, all the flower tastes the same, bro. It tastes like fucking smoke. Literally.
Right. And I knew people that would take a bong hit just to get the terpenes off and stuff in
Yeah.
one hit and then toss it out into an ashtray. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But why would he do that?
Well, some growers, think they're arrogant and can throw it away. But
Yeah. Man, swing that. We're going to burn that bitch till it's done.
right.
Till it's
I'll
dead.
roll it up right now.
Bring
Yeah.
that right back.
Let me empty the ashtray real quick.
Yeah, lovely. Now, the last one actually is edibles or vapes. Huh. I feel like this one is going to have a good story behind it. Let's hear it.
So edibles they're hard to dose.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to try to feel it without falling asleep. So it's hit or miss. So with edibles, the price that they are, 10, 15 bucks that maybe gets me high or puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
So I dab it on occasion and I do enjoy that. Good flavor, good dabs.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love the dabs. The dabbing actually gives me great taste, but like with edibles, I think I agree with what you say. Like you got to find that dose. Like I've eaten a lot of edibles and I've still not really gotten to that point where I've seen people spaz off edibles and shit, So I'm still searching for that feeling, but I guess I just have to keep searching.
Right,
Eat more. Eat more, bitch. I said eat more, bitch.
And I think it's the way that they're made too. I'm pretty sure that those little starburst that Hot Rod's head stash does with the live rosin stuff, I bet you that gets you a little twisted.
Yeah.
I bet
Rod's
you
got
that
some
works.
good stuff, man. And I actually went out recently and he gave me a pen like a couple months back, like one of those vape pens, and I've been hitting that on the plane and shit, and I was like, this shit smells like super gas. I love it, man. Shout out to Hot Rod. It's been a long time since I got a pen that actually hits good.
Right. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but in a pinch.
Yeah. In a pinch, that's definitely when you need them, man.
You can travel with them. That's the upside.
That's the biggest upside for me. Like you can travel with them, they're convenient and discreet. And that's the great thing about them,
Right. And you hit it, and then no one really knows what's going on. Someone goes, did I smell something? And then it's gone already.
Yeah, literally. And maybe it's just a figment of my imagination.
Right.
Just me over here doing tongue twisters. My C's were seized.
Yeah. So, other times you have to go walk a quarter mile so that you can smoke a joint. It's not always convenient.
Not always at all. And it lasts for so long. You got to burn the whole bitch down. You can get caught at any moment throughout that entire sesh, bro. Like, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, but here in Colorado, they'll be like, sir, are you serious? Put that out. You know?
Just get rid of that.
Yeah. But don't litter,
Don't litter. Yeah.
Don't throw it on the ground.
Don't step on it. I love that, bro. That's amazing. I actually heard a story recently where this lady, I think it was probably out in Cali or something like that. She got caught with a massive truckload full of weed, dude, but it was like a lot of shake and shit. She was probably transporting it, and she just got like a misdemeanor or whatever because she didn't have like her documents in her order. But back in the day, you would have gotten like a lifelong sentence with that. Right. Trafficking charges and all that.
Yeah, we feel bad for the people that are locked up for those exact same things.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's like slaps on wrists for people whose documents aren't in order nowadays.
Literally, which is a lot better than it was back in the day.
Oh, yeah, you'll be visiting your family through plexiglass for the rest of your life.
And you don't want to do that.
Right, bro. For a plant. In Humboldt County, they used to shut down the highway that goes through there, Eureka and the Emerald Triangle, shut it down to one lane with dogs and police and everything just to catch the marijuana movers. Wow, and you would go to prison for the rest of your life.
That's so
quarter pounds, half pounds for a plant.
Yeah, which is now legal, and there's people still serving time for some of this shit around the world.
Correct.
Mad. Yeah. Well, at least today's episode, we were able to show you guys how to grow that plant. So fuck all that shit and keep on growing. That's today's lesson for you guys. And shout out to everyone that was in the chat right now. We got a lot of people tuned in, over 300 people. We had a great sesh with Chris.
Man, this was fun.
It was real good.
It. Yeah, I like
Hell yeah, dude. I think we touched
sure.
on a lot of different things too when it comes to like plant training, that we're able to help people and give them little pro tips. And you had some massive tips, bro. So shout out, much respect, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you want the plant to do what it can, and some people bonsai, we train our plants.
Like that little bonsai right next to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So thanks a lot for coming on, man. Thanks a lot. I really did appreciate that. But before we actually tune off, everyone, who wants to get in touch with you, because you're just such a cool cat, bro, and you're open to helping everyone, when it comes to just sharing that knowledge, where can they find you, bro?
So we're on Instagram at Canorado_Chris.
Dope.
And then we also have the email address canoradochris@gmail.com.
Yeah, I got you. That is awesome, man. And that's what's up, guys. So definitely check him out. Show the ICANN fam some love, man, because he's just started off that page, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yep, so-
we don't have the followers that we
Show some love, man. Definitely show some love, then. That's
Yeah.
why you guys got to head over there. Head over to Canorado Chris and show some love, man. And he's actually posting some great content too, so you guys won't be disappointed. Trust me on that one.
And I promise we have stuff in the works, so we'll be posting a lot more.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. We got
Yeah.
stuff in the works and more content coming. So look out for that, man. So thank you everyone who tuned in the chat right now. Had a great fucking time. Smash that like on your way out and let everyone know the ICANN fam is popping. Chris, thanks so much for taking the time, brother.
I appreciate it, Mac. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah, most definitely, man. So guys, smash that like I keep saying, hit that bell, but most importantly, stay high, stay fly, and don't forget, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.